Oh man, my heart is. Oh man, why? How?
Who I am. As a person.
Guys. Y'all thought I was done? Listen, I just finished recording Deathly Hallows Part 2, and considering this is an hour and 42 minutes, I kind of like Googled it to see. Like, I'm pretty sure I would get copyright if I just put this shit up. So I'm gonna have to edit this too. It's pretty much like another movie, but what better time to watch this? You know what I mean? Then after seeing the whole movie, getting a little emotional, not just at the ending, but just the journey. You know what I mean? But I've talked about that enough. Let's just get right into the 20th anniversary. Damn, shot this like a movie. Come on, we all know who that is. Was that Hagrid? Okay, long dick. you don't have to watch the Deathly Hallows reaction to get that. Yo, she looks the same. 20 years later, are you serious? No, she looks exactly the same. Oh man. It's like whiplash. Seeing these people like as real Hey Jenny. Hey Luna! Hold on, Hey Belle. Hold on. They look amazing. It is so late at night, y'all. Oh shit, can y'all even see me low key? I might have to turn on the light. Fuck. Hold on, don't do nothing, Emma. Hey. I couldn't turn on the lights for the Harry Potter reactions because that just ruins the mood. It kills the mood, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's him! Let's go! Oh, Bonnie. What's Bonnie doing these days? Neville Long Dick, let's go! Wait, I think he died, didn't he? Oh, rest in peace, bro. I think Robbie died. We're lucky, though. We're lucky to not only have experienced them, but to have them, like, have a lot of them still be here. You know what I mean? That's lucky. Every day is lucky, bro. Yeah, I had to give my boy his own scene.
He couldn't know that at this very moment, people meeting in secret all over the country were holding up their glasses and saying in hushed voices, "To Harry Potter, the boy who lived."
Wow.
The queues of kids round the block. I mean, thousands of them all waiting for the latest one.
Wow.
So many people were beginning to fall in love with J.K. Rowling's writing.
The first one came out, it became like our family thing. My dad used to do all the voices, and my brother and I just became obsessed.
I went for a sleepover at his house. And he said, well, Philosopher's Stone's there on the bookshelf. That's what we did. This whole sleepover. We just both sat there in silence, him reading Chamber of Secrets, me reading Philosopher's Stone. And that was it, really. I never looked back.
At the time of reading, we instantly related to Fred and George because there aren't many twins in literature.
The Chamber of Secrets was the first book that I sort of genuinely stayed up at night reading.
The writing was so...
Wow, they were all really fans of it.
I admire J.K. so much is the millions who now read books who would never have lifted a book up in their lives. And you suddenly realize the power of writing.
I remember going to the very first audition and there was hundreds, if not thousands of people. And then we realised that we were the only set of twins there who weren't wearing identical clothing. So we were going over the road and bought two identical matching tops.
Just off the rack.
Just off the rack. They were like, right, they will.
Wow.
And then off we went.
That's awesome.
So they seemingly walked away. And of course, while there's still one gentleman holding a boom mic straight over our heads. And this little girl asked me, "What's that?" I think he even said, "It's a mic." They're filming us. This is just like a trick, like as if I'd done it before, really. Because it was Emma.
I became completely gripped by his new.
So he acted like Draco before he became Draco.
The way that I terrified my parents because they were like, what are we going to do with her if she doesn't get the part?
I was just excited. I think the biggest pressure at the beginning was who was going to be Harry Potter.
We couldn't find Harry. We just couldn't find Harry. And
God
it was
damn.
getting kind of weird.
That has to be pressure.
I'm panicky.
I was
Pressure.
This is Harry Potter. This is the kid we've been looking for months. David, being the great producer that he is, convinced Dan's father to bring Dan in for an audition, and that's basically when we got our Harry Potter.
Wow. You had to fight for
It's
it.
a dragon egg.
What is it?
That's what that is.
What is that?
Dragon egg.
I was a very happy kid who had a really haunted quality, apparently. You're really sweet, but you look like you have real, like...
It was very emotional seeing this.
And Emma were very easy to cast because they felt like they jumped off the page. We screen tested the three of them together.
That's awesome.
They all had this chemistry,
Wow.
which immediately was obvious in the first screen test.
Remember, guys, get closer to her as she finds out the information. And action.
I checked this out first term for a bit of light reading. This is light.
Oh, they killing this.
I knew it. Here it is. The what? Oh, honestly, don't you two read?
Hey.
Yeah, this is...
That's fire.
It doesn't feel like much time has passed.
Yeah, they all look
We kind of
the same, except Dan with the beard.
I have had kidney stones and a baby.
And they were like, cool, so we're announcing you've got the parts. There is now going to be a lot of media outside your house. You can't go home.
So, I don't know, I've never had anything happen to me like this before.
Hermione made complete
Wow.
sense to me.
Yeah, she acts like Hermione. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I never read the books. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
The smartest person.
I couldn't imagine anyone else doing it.
And, I've got a sister and I live in a burrow.
Rupert is just the most camera-ready 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, he seems like it, to be
He
honest.
was so...
Well, on the first film, I was dying the entire time. But I always believe you cannot bring that kind of anxiety. I want everyone to feel comfortable. I want everyone to feel like it's a family. I want everyone to feel like they're home.
That's amazing.
They probably made their jobs harder for themselves by letting us have as much fun as we had because it distracted us from, you know, the work we were supposed to be doing.
And for the other viewers...
I mean, I think that's very important. Then the kids have fun.
Like a big problem was like...
Kids piss me off, though. But I get it, though.
They say a line and then they'd smile at the camera, or they're just so happy to be in a Harry Potter film that they couldn't contain their excitement long enough to focus on an entire scene. Guys. Like this, but you can be. No. Do you really think? Of course, use it. Okay. Good job, though.
But it's not easy because it takes a tremendous amount of patience
That's awesome.
with kids.
100%.
With kids as hyperactive and as excitable as we all were.
Yes.
Oh, man. Every day would just be a slog for me.
I don't think any of the kids had the capability of understanding the gravity of who they were dealing with at the time.
Shit, neither did I. Fuck. Just watching it, had no idea.
Good afternoon.
The British royalty of the acting world.
When I think of the people that I got to just grow up around and hear them interact and hear the quickness of people.
The adult actors came in and were like the mischief in a funny way.
That's actually great.
He loved making us laugh, and he was incredibly good at it.
I tried absolutely everything. I tried creams, I tried jellies, I tried shaving. Every moment I woke up, it's like, my husband is threatening to leave me. If he really loved me, he wouldn't mind a little facial hair.
Well, we spent so much time together.
I know.
mean-
I spent more time with you than I did with my own children. at
I
one
know,
point.
wild.
Damn.
I know. I keep thinking about that scene where I get called a mudblood.
Yes.
And you were so sweet with me that day. Because it was like my first, big piece of acting.
That's awesome.
Call me a mudblood.
He did not.
What's a mudblood?
Some of the sets on Potter were overwhelming to me, and I've been doing it for 35 years. Oh, blimey.
The very first time I visited the set, they walked me through the Great Hall, which was mind-blowing.
I couldn't imagine writing something and then seeing it brought to life. That has to be amazing.
The moment when all the floating candles started burning through the ropes that tied them to the ceiling and just started falling around the Great Hall.
What the fuck?
Of real
That's fire.
that were really lit on the fishing line.
So much of that would be visual effects now. The fact that we got to actually be on
so
that
true.
set.
That's so cool.
Thank you, Stuart
Wow.
Craig.
Yeah. Ugh, we love you, Stuart Craig.
Wow, that's fire. That's awesome.
It's very inviting. It's like,
it's lovely and
welcome to Hogwarts until you get to the end of the movie.
Right.
And I melt a man's face.
Yes.
That shit had me tripping. I was like, he caught a body.
1 minute there was a huge fireplace of flue powder, and then there was and then it got smaller.
Yeah, it was like a living, breathing set that changed. I feel like being a Weasley is the
Ginny really is tall, huh?
like our Hogwarts family, but I felt like
I love that. I love that.
extra family and all these scenes that we got on top of everything else.
And he used to arrive and say, "Hello, mummy. Hello, daddy."
Julie Walters, who played my mother, Mrs. Weasley, was just so wonderful and brilliant to me. She really kind of took me under her wing, and she just was like the perfect mother figure.
The twins.
Bro, I'm over here Googling. So I was wondering why Julie isn't here, Molly Weasley. Turns out like she had cancer and she felt that acting was the reason because it stressed her out so bad. She had stage 3 bowel cancer, which she went to remission, but she felt like apparently when she was acting, which she stepped back from in 2020, apparently she felt acting was the reason. And because like she doesn't sleep when she's on stage, it's just very bad for her. So she decided not to come back for this. That sucks. Oh, well, I think at the time of this, she had the cancer. So she was, I don't know. That sucks, man. That sucks. And also I looked up Jenny's height because she looked so tall. She's only 5'6", same height as me. I say I'm 5'5", but that's because like, I don't know. I in the army, I was always 5'6", but before that I was 5'5". I felt like the way they measured it was wrong. So I don't know. I just say I'm 5'5". But anyway, that's crazy.
We meet at last. I was first aware of Harry Potter because everybody was reading the books on the tube. Everywhere I went. I ended up playing Lucius because I didn't want to. Audition. I was about to play Captain Hook in Peter Pan, and I thought, well, I don't want to play 2 children's villains. And I read through Gritted Teeth, Deeply Bitter. And, of course, that's exactly what was necessary. And they asked me to play Lucius, and thank God they did.
Wow.
The point of him being in the story, to me, was to explain why Draco was such a horrible, heartless, sadistic...
Right. I feel that.
And a hand-me-down.
That's what I said.
You must be a
Fire.
He's a product of his parents.
Right. Exactly. That's what I said.
If your dad is a psychopath wielding a cobra, you're probably not going to be the friendliest geezer.
The biggest sweetheart.
Working with Jason was a real treat. In fact, working with Jason was not always a treat. Just immediately turned into the most unfriendly, horrible person I've ever met.
I just remember grabbing him and just being as unpleasant as I possibly could and watching his little face, constantly seeking my approval. The very first scene that I shot was actually cut and it's on the deleted scenes. Draco
wow.
did something and I used this cane and I went... Don't touch anything, Draco.
Oh, that's fire.
The teeth were. And they went right into little Tom's hands. And his eyes welled with tears.
Yes, Father.
And I went, Tom, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize how sharp they were and how heavy it was. And he went, no, it's all right. The scene.
Why was there a deleted scene? Man.
Someone give you a cuddle and say, oh, did I hit you too hard? Did I hit you too hard?
We did a take. And he goes, thank you, Lucy, all. And I swung my leg out. And I stepped down and I swung my stick. And Chris goes, cut! Can we clean the floor where Jason slipped, please? And I said, no, I didn't slip. He said, well, what happened? And I said, I kicked Dobby down the stairs.
Oh, wow. That's fire.
And I just thought, this is going to be ridiculously good fun.
That's awesome. Oh man, my heart is. Oh man, imagine if I read the books. My heart would be. Oh man. So, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't like it as much. I don't fucking know.
Richard came in and looked at the Phoenix and said, wow, they train these animals marvelously these days.
Because they had a camera inside the eye, so they could see Richard looking at it. We never told him.
No, we never told him.
No.
He just thought it was a real bird.
Really? That is hilarious. I thought he made a joke.
And I think honestly, I don't think you ever get enough credit for like what you achieved on those first two and with all of us. And so thank you so much.
It's been the greatest experience of my life.
To recognize that it matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be.
Facts. Fucking facts. I think this was the first movie where I was like, oh, this is truly something special. This is...
It's part of Joe's
wow.
themes of...
Nevertheless, when he turns 13, there's a big cloud that overshadows everything around Harry. And we needed to convey that also stylistically.
And they did.
And I really wanted to convey the sense that the Dementors, what they do is they suck all the joy away. But I think that the most important piece to achieve that was dance performance.
Wow.
I think I had a natural sort of paternal thing.
The first person I remember being like in awe of when they came in was Gary.
I remember
Oldman.
that.
'Cause
I remember you giving me
freaking out.
the Gary chat. You're like, listen, Emma, you need to be cool. Because Gary Oldman, it's a really big deal, and you need to be cool. And I was like, okay.
Which was really a projection of my own fears. Because
Embrace him and include him in the acting process. It was really sweet to see the two of them. And it was almost as if it was mirroring that relationship, because in many ways, Harry has made a totem out of Sirius Black.
Sitting with each other, talking and laughing, and you could see in the way that Dan looked at Gary the adulation and the respect that he had for him.
all the stuff in the Shrieking Shack at the end, I feel like me, Rupert, and Emma were just like watching tennis in that scene, just being like, this is acting, guys. This is what we all need to be working towards.
Wait, I did my waiting! 12 years of it! In Azkaban!
God
I've
damn.
never done a scene with
This is
such an amazing cast in my life. It's a very long scene. It's a scene in which
imagine being a kid
inside the scene.
and having these role models and seeing these people
Which a lot of things are at
like just work, and
I trusted you.
that has to have such an impact on you,
and Dan
not only as an actor but as a person.
committed to the scene.
I wish I'd had the whole picture. You know, we only ever found out book. I don't know whether you were, because you were Harry Potter,
Just Rickman.
you had a...
Rickman did, that was it.
Rickman?
He had the inside line.
He worked that one.
He very, very early said to Joe, he was like, I think I need to know what happened. Chris would literally say to him, why are you doing that like that? He said, I'll tell you later.
On a need-to-know basis.
And he was the first one who assigned us homework.
Listen up, listen up. He wanted to get to know us, so he set us this exercise where he asked us to write an essay in character.
Fuck that.
You know these characters at this point better than I'm ever going to be able to understand who they are, so you tell me.
After about sort of a half a side of A4, I was like,
That's fire. That's fire though.
covered everything. Like, Joe's written a good 500 pages about this, but I feel this one pretty much sums it up. Yeah, cool, proud of that. Bring that in.
Yeah.
It's like 12 pages.
Hell no.
Beautifully written.
Rupert didn't deliver anything.
He didn't do it.
That is hilarious. I feel him. I feel him on
It
that.
says Ron wouldn't do it.
That is hilarious. Nah, that's fire. That's fire.
I saw that it was very in character for me not to have done it.
Rupert is Ron.
That is good.
Really surprised. I remember seeing the Beauxbatons come and do their entrance and
Wow.
the Durmstrangs. It was really cool.
We wanted something quite theatrical.
Thank you very much.
Mike is just this excited, loud, passionate man.
The fourth book is the biggest of them. It's about 900 pages. It's a doorstop. It's a house brick.
Wow.
Like said, okay, so I think you guys would be really annoyed with each other. I think you should have a good fight about this.
These two were sort of pressing about at it.
Mike just came over and said, no.
Okay, who wants to fight?
And like an idiot, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, of course, I was a tiny 60-year-old gent at that stage, and I really shouldn't have done it.
So he just, okay, so I did the same to him.
I remember gripping him round the waist and trying to fling him about and so forth. And
oh shit, is he okay?
A couple of ribs.
Are you serious?
Absolute agony from.
Yeah.
But of course, the wonderful thing was that I had made a complete twit of myself. Everybody felt much better for
that. You shouldn't break a director's rib.
It just mirrored all those kind of awkward phases you go through as a teenager, and they really felt like that too, because we were literally having the same experiences.
The amount of like prep and coaching Emma and I would give each other on like texting to the opposite sex. Like if we were texting a boy or I was texting a girl,
that is funny.
She sent me this many kisses back. What do I do?
It was a very interesting film in terms of a lot of hormones flying around.
There was crushes and people went out with each other and broke up, and just like you're doing, I used to do at school.
It was exactly what you expect, and especially like the fourth film was the one with like the bow batons and the Durmstrangs. So like you had a bunch of like hormonal teenagers anyway, and then like bring in two massive groups of new people. All of them are like purposefully hot. So it's it was that film was it was all kicking off.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine. Hell no.
He is just like a slightly awkward teenage boy in a very unremarkable way. Which
I mean, hell yeah, but like hell no, like I'd be
I'd
be stressing.
Place your right hand on my waist.
What? The kid's 14 and he knows how to get a laugh. It's great.
Weirdly, I felt quite self-conscious about it. I didn't really know. I'd never danced with a lady before, so it was kind of a very new thing, constantly kind of ribbing me.
We were winding him. We were winding up anyway before we started filming.
Before we filmed it, that there was this whole like dance routine planned.
That's hilarious.
No, you know the routine.
Nah, I'd be fucking pissed.
I mean, everyone can kind of relate to that. That's what I kind of love about these stories, is they sit so parallel to everyone's life, like the first school dance.
Wow.
And those kind of emotions, the anxieties, the insecurities.
I love that. That is very accurate, very genuine.
I was miserable. I just knew it was the like duckling becomes a swan. It was just like all this pressure suddenly.
Now, don't swing your arms. Okay?
Oh
My
man.
uncle coached me to walk down the stairs in the dress.
Jesus.
Your arms are swinging too much. You're walking too quickly. You need to walk slower. Like, he's giving me a million different directions about how to walk down the stairs, and of course, I fell down the stairs.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Lucky man. Lucky man. Emma and I have always loved each other, really.
The assignment that had been given was to draw what you thought God looked like. And
Wow.
I'd drawn a girl.
That's an assignment.
Backward cap on a skateboard.
No, that's hilarious.
I just fell in love with him.
Wow.
And someone said something along the lines of, she had a crush on you.
I used to come in every
Wow.
day and look for his number on the call sheet. It was number 7. And if his number was on the call sheet, it was an extra exciting day.
Wow.
He was 3 years above me. And so for him, he was like, you're like my little sister.
I became very protective over her.
Was the one that I could often be more vulnerable with.
There's always been something.
That's nice
like,
and important.
A kinship.
Nothing has ever happened romantically with us. We just love each other. That's all I can say about that.
Okay.
My sister has children who I said, Martha, I don't know about this Harry Potter thing. Voldemort. What's that? What? You're being asked to play Voldemort? You've got to do it! The design ideas for the look. I wasn't expecting that. And
wow.
I thought, wow, that's a strong look. I know he's been human, but he's become a snake-like thing. So there was the voice, the sort of snake-like whispered, husky, something that I suppose a sort of whispering voice, breath on breath.
Wow.
Harry Potter, come to die. Rafe
Yeah.
ultimately evil and otherworldly, and the best way to do that was to take his nose off.
He does have a nose.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. And he was covered in stickers, except when they called action. And for some reason, I was terrified of him.
I couldn't touch you. Believes that his son has won, and then he realizes that the kid is dead, and he howls like a dog.
This is my boy! This is my boy!
Suddenly, something completely unexpected and serious. And suddenly, you realize that this movie is not about life, it's about death.
It's such a massive scene because it is also the first time Harry sort of feels that kind of death of somebody young close to him.
Now the children have left childhood and are going to have to confront the perils of adulthood, and it all comes from that moment of death.
Wow. Pivotal point. I didn't even think of it like that. Hey.
Let's do this in your house.
I know, it's so nice. Oh, look, they really don't look very well.
They're all still here.
They're really
Oh, they're robots. Makes sense. Oh my god, now it's buffering.
We're snogging down here. Last night, I thought, I'm going to just dig up these things, and I asked for your autograph. I'll read it out. It's so nice to see you. What does it say?
Dear HBC,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure being your co-star and coaster. Wow. what a clever pun I made when I was young. I mean, I'm honestly still kind of pleased with that.
Yeah.
In the sense that I always ended up holding your coffee. I do love you.
Then what does it say?
And we can share this now. I said, I do love you, and I just wish I'd been born 10 years earlier. I might have been in with a chance. Lots of
Wow.
love, and thanks for being cool.
Isn't it nice? No, I shall always treasure that.
Thank you.
That is in my toilet, Dan.
That's awesome. I mean, I can't blame him.
Look, I got my teeth.
Helen has brought her teeth.
My teeth.
She has assured me that she's done literally nothing to these in terms of cleaning.
No, these are actual relic. It's 11 years and
Yeah.
yeah, it smells a bit whiffy.
Just gonna put them right in your mouth, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'd forgotten.
Do you remember me?
I remember this.
It was uncontrollable.
You can never really know what's going to come out of her mouth next. Very exciting for an actor.
Wow, that's awesome.
On that take does not mean she's going to do the same on the next.
I remember trying to be in charge of the scene, and her just having the best time. She's just allowed to do anything she wanted. She could cackle, she could down, calm down. Trying to keep her in tow.
You filthy off blood!
It's all right, it's just a curious lad, aren't you? Shut up.
Wow. That would have just started. I would be like, whoa. Dumbledore, you can wait. Whoa.
I don't know.
You killed me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Had to be done. I really worked. And we had a real duel, and they cut the whole lot.
Really? That's fucked up.
Because I just thought, I've been
That's what I'm
in
saying.
school for weeks.
Yeah,
Was it?
I go through the veil.
Man.
There was speculation of, does he come back? Can you come back from the veil? No, you can't.
No.
What? Okay. Fair enough. Well, I guess I already watched the movies, but damn.
Would treat us more like adults. I loved it. You saw in us that like a few of us were like kind of ready to be like, can you push me? Like we want to try and be actors too.
That's cool. That's actually awesome. Again, to like have these people around you and to grow up with them.
By the time we get to
Grow up around them and develop with them.
Emma is not sure she wants to come back to do another Potter.
Harry!
Really? Why is that?
People definitely forget what she took on and how gracefully she did it. Darren and Rupert, they had each other. I had my cronies, whereas Emma was not only younger, she was by herself.
I did find a diary entry that was kind of like, I can see that at times I was lonely.
We never talked about it on the film because we were all just kids. As a 14-year-old boy, I was never going to turn around to another 14-year-old and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, is everything okay?
True. That's so true.
Was when things started
That's
getting
so
spicy
true.
for all of us.
But
You don't think about that stuff till you're an adult. Some people never think about it, even when they are adults.
I think
Kind of similar feelings to Emma, kind of contemplating what life would be like if I called it a day. I mean, we never really spoke about it. I guess we were just kind of going through it our own.
Damn.
Kind of in the moment at the time. It just didn't really occur to us that we were all kind of probably having similar feelings.
the fame thing had finally hit home in a big way. Fans genuinely wanted you to succeed, and we all genuinely
awesome.
have each other's backs.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. Hold on. Don't make me tear up in the fucking anniversary movie thing. Whoa. Let me lock in.
Helped them with some really difficult things in their lives, and I'm just very proud to be a part of something that means so much to
Right?
many.
Wow, that's powerful. Fuck, that hits.
I'm really looking forward to watching the films with my hypothetical children one day.
It's massive.
That's amazing.
impact. It is.
That's amazing to be able to do that. That is amazing to be able to do that. To like just go through this entire movie series with
Since I
your
was about
kids
11 years old to say thank you.
and be in that movie.
I would find life a bit hopeless without Harry Potter. Luckily for me, she read the letter and responded to it. So
Really?
I'm one of the very lucky few people who can say J.K. Rowling was my pen friend.
Anyone can come.
No experience necessary. Wow.
We fly, of course.
And there would
Wow.
be thousands of people lining up.
I remember
Fuck.
Dan talking to me, and I kept forgetting that I have to talk back to him because I'm so used to watching him on a screen. So I would just kind of be like, I kind of think that contributed to the whole Luna Lovegood vibe. It was a bit spacey. Hello, everyone. Oddbots, of misfits, of people who had this strange power but who still had enormous humanity and depth and vulnerability. The movies kind of gave people permission to accept parts of themselves. So it was quite liberating to see your oddness as a superpower represented on screen.
That's awesome.
They do belong. It's a great relief of loneliness, I think.
I was quite a shy kid. I could relate to that kind of feeling of not quite knowing what your place is.
More like they belonged by witnessing these characters that didn't belong.
Oh, that's fire. That's a fire line, Emma.
Bonnie was the youngest one, so it was just a bit like, oh, what? This is weird.
The loved sort of hero of the story.
So everyone on this set has known you for about 6 or 7 years, and they watched you grow up, and they're now going to just watch you kiss.
Oh, man.
Cool, yeah.
I'd have been like, enjoy the show, because I'm going to enjoy my time.
Did you get anything? Because I stole quite a lot.
Did you?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Should have told you.
I'm quite reassured by that because I was definitely trying to steal my wand. And I worry that if I had, I probably would have lost it by now somewhere.
You know they don't work, Tom.
Well, I've been assured that.
Hit your cue. When you do your spell, it will blow up. And I was actually really surprised and scared by my own reaction because I thought, wow. It was this horrible thrill of power.
Right.
I've had that.
And what was great with Half-Blood Prince was you suddenly took this bad guy who in the previous films had always been somewhat two-dimensional, and then we were able to give him the opportunity to explore a far more complex and interesting journey. And I sat down with him and I said, Tom, look, this is your opportunity to really shine.
I remember David.
To my mind, Draco is the hero. Harry's always going to do the right thing. Harry's always going to make the right choice. There's never really any dilemma for him. Draco breaks the chains of this terrible family, of his responsibility and what he's expected to do. And to watch Tom create that struggle on screen and really manifest all that nuance, all that complication, all that great ethical minefield that he tiptoes through, it was just so impressive.
Please. Avada Kedavra.
Fuck, man. That's crazy. Oh, man.
I guess like shocking that so many people that we both thought would be around for much longer than they have been, like Helen and Alan and Richard and
Yeah. They're like family. You can grieve in the same way.
yeah.
Not pity the dead, Harry.
Ooh! Come man.
All those who live without love.
Harris was such a special,
Rest in peace.
warm person.
The funniest man I've ever met. He was this devilish 11-year-old trapped in a 70-plus-year-old man's body.
Will you give us another 12, please?
Richard Griffiths was just delicious as Mr. Dursley.
There's no such
Wow, he died too.
He embraced
Fuck.
his wickedness with such verve and passion.
He did. He was.
Has affected me most because he was generous with knowledge.
Wow.
He wanted to share everything with you.
That's awesome. I'm gonna pause real quick. That's amazing to hear. And I will say that he was impactful for me too. He was the first time, obviously, when I watched the first Harry Potter movie, they start, I believe, at, excuse me, Jesus, at his house with his aunt and uncle, right? And his uncle specifically, me kind of clowning his uncle was when, especially with the new series, there's always this moment where things have to click for me. And sometimes it happens even when I've been recording a series, if it's been a long time or it's not even in the same session. Because sometimes when I'm recording the same session, I can kind of keep the momentum going in my mind. But if it's been a while, or if I'm starting a new series, in this case, the first Harry Potter movie, it takes a minute because I'm trying to take in everything. And I'm trying to observe and learn as much as I can while being conscious about the fact that I'm recording and that I'm reacting and that I'm trying to create a good experience for you guys while also appreciating the work that people are putting in on the screen, right? And obviously, like, my main goal is to, one, understand what's happening to some extent, at least, and two, be funny, right? And he making fun of him and like kind of making jokes or whatever, and just his character being the character he was, it allowed me to be so comfortable, or allowed me to ease into reacting to what I'm watching and being like, okay, I'm in it now. I'm paying attention and I can just talk. Because when I don't really know what's going on, I can't really like just joke around. And if I am just joking around, I'm not going to catch a lot of what I'm looking at. I noticed that very early with my reaction channel. Like, if I'm trying to be funny the whole time, I'm going to miss a lot. And if I'm really trying to pay attention, I'm not going to like talk too much. So, or be very funny, to be honest. And it just helped a lot. It got me comfortable and I was able to pay attention while still cracking jokes. So he helped a lot. He honestly helped a lot. He was a big, he helped.
I wonder.
He died too? Damn.
You, Mr. Potter.
You know, I'll be very, very old one day saying, like, I knew the absolute legend.
I know I ought not to be here.
Why? How?
Bade me to speak of this.
Helen McCrory played my wife. I said, I think I just met the best actress I've ever seen in my life.
I gotta find out how these people died, bro. I paused again. Fuck. She was only 52. Cancer? You gotta be kidding me, bro. I mean, you've gotta be kidding me. Why is everybody... People just be dying. Like, the reason I like... Fuck. She looked so young to me. I'm like, bro... And it was recent. I think she was the most recent. If there's another person who died, I'm gonna lose my mind.
She taught me a lot. See, I can't even say it.
I guess Robbie was the most recent, you know.
She had this ability.
But he was obviously here for this. Thank goodness.
Shows such empathy in our eyes.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind.
No!
The senses.
Alan Rickman never talked to me like I was a child. He always took my thoughts and opinions very seriously. which I was always very.
Why? How?
Alan was a very dear friend, and we had that final scene, his final scene.
It answers to you.
Oh, bro, that actually just broke my heart.
Does it?
Are you serious? Cancer? Cancer is a bitch, bro. What the fuck?
And you can always find them in here.
Bro. Wow. They should have put that at the end. To be honest with you. I'm fucked up.
And having fun.
It's weird. I'm having like weird nostalgic moments. Remember my hamster? Does anyone remember my hamster?
Yes.
Millie.
Yeah, I didn't remember the hamster's name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Rest in peace, Millie.
I remember you having a hamster and being vaguely.
Millie died too.
That was on set with you.
They made a coffin for it, the carpentry department.
When Millie died, the set designers built Millie her own custom-made wooden coffin that had velvet on the inside of it.
That's nice.
And it had her name engraved I was beside myself.
Did we do like a service? I feel like we said a few words.
I kept wanting to pick up dead Millie.
Wow, that's actually disgusting.
Oh. And it was like, Emma, Millie's got to like stay in the coffin now.
I have forgotten. We all still look better than we do in the epilogue, which is great. Like
which
we
is a
made it in
win.
before that.
That's funny. Oh, that's actually funny.
Jumper.
They do look better. That's kind of crazy.
I think I've kind of...
Yeah, you went for it.
Give
me the
fool,
give me the
You went all in.
Yeah.
I was so proud of you.
That's so funny, actually.
Just in terms of like, it's really cold. Like we're all gonna stand together. Or I'm knackered. Are you okay, Dan? If I like fall asleep on you, like in between this take, because I'm so tired. Or
I think we have all fallen asleep in various on
Yes.
each other in like some of the most grand cathedrals and things in the UK.
if we were doing a stunt, I trusted that one of you would catch me.
I feel like that kind of trust and reliance and
that was awesome. That's awesome.
You know, there's very few working environments where you get that much time to build that up.
And it was like non-verbal. A scene that I thought was going to be really awkward and I wasn't sure about at all, which was us doing our dance. Like now that's one of my favorite scenes from the whole of the series because the level of familiarity that you and I had with each other at that point, I don't think I could have done a scene like that with another actor.
Well, it's also an interesting scene because, like, first of all, we were doing Harry Potter films, and then on the last movie, the director came in and was like, hey, how about you do slow dancing to Nick Cave for 5 minutes? You're like, wait.
Three of us telling each other that we were doing a good job or that we'd done a scene well.
Especially because we had started off young and really not knowing what we're doing, so that when we'd see each other do like a bit of real acting, you'd go, oh, cool.
That was
really good.
I
guess we're all getting better. Like, great. Well done.
I mean, obviously, us kissing was the most horrifying thing either of us had to go through.
They turn to each other and then they just kiss.
So this was the first time? No bullshit. I just kind of assumed that they did it.
You're saying, okay, guys, you can do this. It's going to be good.
It was meant to be like this, like dramatic make-out because you and I just kept corpsing, like we just kept laughing, and I was just really scared we were never going to get it because we just couldn't take it seriously.
Fuck.
I did not make this better because I've been told significantly that I was just being an absolute dick about this and was like, I'm going to come on set and watch you guys kiss.
Everyone wanted to be on set because everyone was like, this is going to be good, guys. Like,
sorry about that, guys.
I knew I was going to kind of have
Fuck, that's tough.
to kind of make this thing happen because Rupert was not going to. So I just had to go for it.
Taking no prisoners.
I needed like momentum into the kiss in order to do it.
And Rupert, I could almost on that first take, I saw Rupert's face explode with surprise because he thought it's only the first take.
Blacked out. I just remember your face getting closer and closer to mine.
Every time you talk about this, you make it sound like an actor.
It wasn't that bad.
That is funny. I just kind of assumed, I was like, they've been together, like they're clearly together. So like, I saw it, I was like, yep. Yeah, that's about right. Oh man.
I've ever had to do.
Wow.
I just felt wrong.
That's fucked up.
Wrong on every level because Dan, Rupert, and I are
Oh man. Oh man.
and I gave you the hug to say goodbye. I'll go with you.
Now kill the snake.
I knew I was saying goodbye to the series. I knew I was saying goodbye to you. And I just had to just bring to the surface how I really felt about it all coming to an end.
Yeah.
I owe so much to Neville as a character. I was very, very shy, and I would never speak up in class. I wouldn't put my hand up for anything because I very much was him. He's the champion.
Right. Long dick. Let's go.
Was that it helped me to find at first what I'm not, Harry Oliver's, which therefore by extension found what I am.
Come on, man!
We're looking at the book, the final confrontation between Voldemort and Harry. It takes place in the Great Hall with a huge audience watching. And I really wanted something earthier and more intense and more visceral than that. Because these two adversaries were almost joined spiritually, if you like, in this strange, Horcruxy way, and pulled him off this tower.
Oh, come on, Tom.
As they apparate, they merge together. That deep connection that
This was a cool scene.
Through the stories and the films, you'd visualize in that moment before they tumble down into the courtyard.
Oh, they didn't show when their faces got put together.
That made me quite physically tired. We put everything into it. We were exhausted, I think, at the end. We were shooting in cold months and the skies were grey. My forearm got so tight because this thing that's running current in you, you had to push it back at him.
You're the one who's going to finish this. It has to go out on a high. It has to be meaningful. It has to resonate. It has to deliver.
It did. He did his damn thing. Bro, I'm getting hyped just watching, bro. I wanna, you goddamn it. I'm so mad I have to go to sleep after this. How the fuck am I supposed to go to sleep? Holy shit. Oh, man.
It's a Radcliffe. Yes, exactly. How did you know?
Last pause. Now I gotta finish this out. Go the fuck to sleep, bro. Real quick. I was gonna say, like, it must be insane because these movies were made like soon after each other, right? There wasn't more than like 3 years between them, right? I think I remember Googling it at one point, and there was, to me, like a minimal amount of time between movies, considering. And I know that one movie can take a toll on actors, right? Like, I even know about when actors have to play certain parts. Sometimes there might need to be a psychiatrist or a therapist on set or whatever to kind of help actors through certain scenes or whatever. And that's like one movie. Imagine that times 8, bro. There are 8 movies, right? Oh, man. That's insane. An insane amount of, like, this is the character I'm playing. An insane amount of, like, I'm acting with these other people. I couldn't imagine.
I try not to get emotional. It feels like you're like a pillar of my life.
It's a very overwhelming thing because I've watched you grow up. We've watched each other grow up.
Literally.
Literally. We always will be. We don't need to see each other. Yeah. It's a strong bond that we'll always have, and we will always be part of each other's life. I love you. As a friend.
Just to be clear for everyone watching.
There's so much love.
Thanks, Rubes.
One of the last shots we did in the entire shoot,
we were diving past the camera and landing on this huge crash mat.
That was what it all came down to, this one take of us jumping in a chimney.
Oh, really?
What was actually happening.
Wow.
To like jump onto a map, basically, to travel into another world.
The collective emotion was incredibly palpable.
Wow.
And for the people who'd supported them and had been...
Oh my God.
Everybody who'd
Wow.
seen them grow up.
On that last day, I just lost it.
I remember all of us just holding each other. We'd made it through. Stories give us places we can go where we can rest and feel held.
I don't think I fully appreciated the reach that these films had.
Every child wonders how they're going to fit in. And it's an epic journey that every child goes on.
Dobby will always be there for Harry Potter.
God damn.
Harry.
And that's what's so profoundly...
Hey, Rolling, you did your fucking thing.
...is it's made people who otherwise feel lonely, they feel they belong.
Creative was the fact that you get to see young children grow into adults and to see that journey on film. I don't think we've ever seen that before. I don't know if we'll ever see it again.
I just feel so lucky that I get to be part of a world that people love so much and makes people happy.
There's something about the escapism you find, the healthy form of escapism. That, I think, is kind of what Harry Potter does.
My children are grown up during this, of course.
Finest gamekeeper in Hogwarts, last day on Harry Potter.
The legacy of the movies is that my children's generation will show them to their children. So you could be watching it in 50 years' time. Easy. I'll not be here, sadly, but... Don't you...
Oh, man.
But Hagrid will. Yeah.
Now,
God damn.
Just really fond memories. I think about it a lot. It was a great time. It really was. It was amazing.
I can't really explain to you, like, they're such good people.
They're very important people to me.
The crew on these films were unbelievable. There are people on these films that are foundational to who I am. As a person and an actor, I feel so lucky to be where I am and to have the life that I have and be able to work with the people I work with now.
After all this time. Always.
Wow. That's so fucking beautiful, bro. That's so beautiful. What, isn't it kind of amazing that I decided to make this? Well, I guess I still have a lot of other movies and series to like experience, but man, that's amazing. That's an amazing experience to see the result of, and then to see everyone come back and talk about it. That's actually so fucking beautiful, man. One thing I did want to say is that what do you do if you don't watch the movies in order? I mean, I guess honestly there are some movies where you can kind of like get an idea. You don't have to like necessarily have seen, but you had to have seen all of them. It's not as necessary, but it's some of them aren't as necessary, I guess. But like what if your first Harry Potter movie was Prisoner of Azkaban? What if you never, and then you watch like Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, and you never go back and see the earlier ones? It would be cool, I guess, if you go back and you kind of like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, but you don't get the full journey, like in chronological order. Like, wow, this movie, then this movie, then this movie. And you see these people like age along with time and develop. I feel like you don't get that if you watch them out of order, if you don't watch all of them. That's incredible, man. Well, again, if you guys enjoyed it, you guys are amazing. Love you. If you guys enjoyed the video, like the video. If you didn't, try another video. Maybe like them. Check out the Patreon if you want to. Other than that, keep your head up. Peace.
I'll walk through the valley of the shadow of death. and I fear no evil because I'm blind to it all.